I got some top home run bets for you again today. We cashed another round robin yesterday. Luis Garcia and Francisco Alvarez hit for the round robin. So make that 3 days in a row with winners. At the end of this video, I'll show you my top picks and who I got for the bets today. All right, home run top bets coming to you, as well as PGA picks and first round leaders and winners. So make sure you stay tuned for the whole video to see what those picks are. All right, let's get today's slate. We got 9 games. I'm going to show you guys weather, data, research, and lineups. All right, so I'm just going to show you the whole deal to make your bets win. And then also you can tell me also on the Discord if you join. All right, let's get to it. Let's have some fun. First game, we got Kansas City, Seth Lugo against Ian Seymour. Lugo's already on the mound against Tampa Bay here. The afternoon games yesterday, they're decent. Jock Peterson had a home run for the first afternoon yesterday. And then, gosh, who else had a home run for the Rangers? I'm trying to think. Did they actually play? It was Langford, who I also like again today. So Langford's been having actually a pretty good June so far. So that's good stuff. All right, so Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Let's take a look here. And this game will be played in a dome. So Caglione, unfortunately, he didn't hit a home run yesterday. I know a lot of people were on him. So, yeah, he unfortunately didn't hit a home run. But still, he still got 6 home runs in the last 5 games, actually. So he's still pretty hot right now. So let's take a look at the expected lineup here. So we got Ian Seymour. So, I mean, Caglione you could take, but Salvador Perez you could take here also. It is still late at night, so I'm not sure what home run props will be on here. Probably not a lot since it's still pretty late at night here on the East Coast. So probably won't be able to look at too many home run odds right now. But we could still go over the guys that I like, and then in the Discord, and I'll try in the comments, posting the top winners in the comments as well. And we reached 64 views yesterday, so that's good stuff. And then, yeah, we're still on the $50 giveaway. We haven't reached 100 views consecutively, so keep spreading the word and subscribe and like and comment. All right, even comment here at the end of the video who your top home run picks are for today. All right. But, yeah, Caglione I'd take, but Perez is probably going to be my favorite here. This isn't my favorite game to bet on necessarily. I mean, Lugo hasn't been too bad. 31 innings pitched and then 2 home runs. And Lugo's been decent. So, as far as any Tampa Bay Rays against Seth Lugo, you can take Yandy. And then Arundel looks pretty good here, as well as Caminaro. So Yandy, Aranda, and Caminaro here. The next game, another early afternoon game, is Seattle against Pittsburgh. So not really a game that I like. Luke Rayleigh actually struck out 4 times yesterday. 4 times in a row. He didn't even have 1 hit or anything. So I don't really like to be honest with it. I don't like this game that much. Although Chandler's given up 9 home runs on the season. I mean, as far as any Mariners, you could maybe take Cal. I mean, since he just recently hit, but yeah, I'm not too big on that game here. The over is going to be 8.5. It looks like here. Yeah, but yeah, Cal, you could take Cal if you want. And then as far as anybody against Bryce Miller, you could take Lau, Horwitz, and then Reynolds. All right, so Lau should be pretty good here. Let's see how Bryce Miller is against the Pirates. So Lau's 1 for 5. He hasn't seen Horwitz or Reynolds, so you could even take them more than Lau. But Horwitz can definitely be sneaky. So, and then as far as weather for Pittsburgh today, it's going to be wind blowing out, -8% model percentage. All right, doesn't look like we got any delays today either, so that's good. Looks like the highest model percentage is going to be here in New York for the Mets and Cubbies, and then Phillies in Washington, Nationals Park. I know a lot of people were on Harper yesterday, and unfortunately he didn't go. But I think the dinger-ringer here in the Discord was popping off a little bit. Steer just hit. Derek Hill actually just hit for the Phillies. So today's been an okay day. All right. So, yeah, we'll move on here to the next game. Will be Athletics and San Francisco. So Jeffrey Springs, lefty, against Landon Rompey, who's a righty for the Giants. And then Oracle Park will be wind blowing out, 64 degrees. Usually the temperature's in the 60s here in San Francisco since it's Northern California. And plus, it is right off the Pacific Ocean. But, yeah, wind blowing out. And then as far as the pitchers here in this matchup, Springs and Rout. Springs has given up 21 home runs on the season. I feel like you can definitely go with Casey Smith today for that righty versus lefty matchup. I do like him. And again, probably odds won't be on here since some of these games are still being played. And I'll get this published later on tonight. All right, just want to get this video out to y'all before I hit the hay for work tomorrow. That's how dedicated I am to getting y'all wins, all right? But, yeah, you don't see no home run odds on here, especially this early. But, yeah, as far as San Fran against Jeffrey Springs, Schmidt, and then you could play Luis Arias, but I think he's got something going on with his foot, actually. And I think Arias has actually got one against him. He was hitting home runs pretty good. I guess he's got one in his last 5. But he'd be a good long shot. I'm sure his odds will be high if he does play. But, yeah, he wasn't in the lineup yesterday due to his foot. And as far as anybody else, like I mentioned, like Casey Smith, Luis Arias, and then you could play Adames and Matt Chapman if you want. They've both kind of been silent, though. But my favorite righty is going to be Casey Smith here against Springs. All right. Moving on here, we got Houston at Detroit. Detroit just lost their series. They only took 1 game out of 3 against the Yankees. Skubal gave up 3 home runs yesterday, so he gave up 2 to Goldie. And then I think the other one was to Dominguez for the Yankees. So that's 5 home runs that Skubal has given up in his last 2 starts. 5 home runs altogether. So he's not really coming back from injury too well. Still working that rust off here. But Houston at Detroit. All right, so another tough series for Detroit as they're trying to slowly reach their way back to 500. Got Tatsuya Imai against Troy Melton. All right, so both these guys have been decent, but giving up 6 home runs each here. So there's probably be a couple home runs this game. The over is going to be 8.5. But as far as this game, let's take a look at the weather here. Wind blowing out. So they're expecting plus 7% for chance for home runs. And the weather is definitely going to be warming up this weekend into the 80s and eventually the 90s from like Saturday to late next week here. But as far as anybody, I like Kevin McGonigal against IMI. And then, as always, you can fire up Dingler, but I like lefties here against IMI. So McGonigal, Carpenter, Green. And then James Altman could be a sneaky long shot here. And then against Troy Melton, of course, I like Alvarez here. Let's see how Troy Melton is here. So Austin Wells. Oh, I'm looking at Yankees here. Yeah, he hasn't faced Jordan. So, but I still like Jordan here. And then low profit will probably be a good long shot. So Alvarez, my top favorite for Houston, and then probably, any lefty, your favorite lefty here, Carpenter. Carpenter's probably my favorite for this game. Moving on, I got Christopher Sanchez against Kay Cavelli. So Sanchez, I don't really like betting against him, to be honest. Pretty good pitcher. He's 9-3 on the season, so he's doing pretty well. I'd imagine the weather's not too bad here. Yeah, the wind blowing out. Model percentage plus 10% here. But I think Curtis Mead hit today. Let me check their dinger-ringer. I'm pretty sure I saw his name pop up. Yeah, he did. So you can fire up Curtis Mead here against the lefty-lefty. Let's see if any Nationals actually got a home run off him. Yeah, he's got a really good ERA, 1.80. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Curtis Mead don't even have a hit off him, but he could be sneaky. All right. And then, so their odds will actually probably be pretty high against him. But Curtis Mead, yeah, that'd probably be about it. And then as far as anybody against Kay Cavelli, he's given up 6 home runs on the season. We'll see if Schwarber's back in the lineup today, since he was out of the lineup 2 days in a row now. We'll see if his hit tightness is getting any better. As far as anybody against Cavelli, Schwarber, you can fire him up if he plays, and Harper. I like Marsh. So, Schwarber, Harper, Marsh all look good here in this matchup. Well, there is home run odds here. So, yeah, Schwarber will be new tier at 196. No surprise. Harper. I know I mentioned Mead. And then, I'm not seeing. There's Brandon Marsh at plus 600 here. All right. So there's one game that has odds already posted. All right, for today's slate. All right. A few games left here to cover. We'll go over Texas against Toronto. So this game will be played in a dome. Mackenzie Gore against Kevin Gossman. So I like I mentioned, I like Wyatt Langford today. Let's see if they got odds posted for this game. Yeah, I like Langford. Plus 480. And then I like Jock Peterson. Both these guys for the back-to-back. Well, Peterson for actually 3 days in a row. I think he's actually got a home run off of Kevin Cosman. Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah. Well, the Elias Diaz does too. Yeah, Peterson's only 2 for 17 though, so take that as you will. But I still do like him. And then, Nemo if you want. All right, he drove 2 balls to deep center field yesterday in Miami. And I was kind of talking in the Discord, why is he hitting them to the longest part of the ballpark? If he hit them like the left field or right field, they would have been He would have had 2 home runs. But yeah, you could play Nemo here also. I don't mind him. And then as far as anybody against Mackenzie Gore, I mean, lefty on the mound here. I don't mind Springer. Let's see how he is against the. I mean, you can't take everything by batter versus pitcher, right? I mean, you just can't. But, I mean, it is kind of good to get an idea of those. So, Vladdy hits him well. 4 for 8. 4 RBIs, 1 home run. So, Toronto actually hits Mackenzie Gore pretty well here. But I like Rangers more against Gosman. So, but yeah, you could play Vladdy here, Springer, Okamoto. Varsho went back to back yesterday, but Vladdy, Springer, and Okamoto you can fire up here. Look at that, top 3. So this should be a pretty good game to target. Shouldn't be too bad. All right, moving on. Yankees in Boston, the Battle of Northeast. So Cam Slittler on the mound for the Yankees, and then Connolly early for Boston. So the weather in Boston is going to be wind blowing out. All right, 4 miles an hour here. And I also, this last game here, you can take Berger as well. I did forget to mention him. What are his odds? 450. All right, so we'll get to this next game and see if they got home run odds posted here. Oh, yep, they do. All right, awesome. All right, so probably not another game that I'm not too big on targeting on. You could take Ben Rice here against Early. Ben Rice can hit lefties and righties pretty well. Plus 430 odds. And then Goldsmith. I mean, he just hit 2 yesterday. So Rice, Goldsmith, maybe Dominguez also are my top Yankees. Jason Dominguez is plus 630 here. And then against Cam Slittler, he's been pretty good on the season, so I want to go too heavy on Red Sox here. Maybe Abreu and Duran, but let's see how the Red Sox are against Slittler here. All right. Carlos Nevaez only got a home run off him. Well, I don't mind Abreu or Duran, but 1 for 8 here, 1 for 11. So, yeah, like I mentioned, I want to go heavy on Red Sox here for this game. Abreu and Duran. But I like Yankees more, especially Ben Rice. All right. Get to Chicago and New York. This has been a pretty good series to be betting on. So Alvarez had a home run in each doubleheader game yesterday. He helped cash our round robin here in the Discord. Oh, someone just hit a home run. Joey Bart for the Braves. Yeah, he helped cash that. But against Matthew Boyd, we'll check him out. He's been all right. I mean, I don't think he's the Matthew Boyd of last season. I mean, he's given up 2 home runs. Yeah, he's being activated from the injured list now. So, I mean, that explains why he hasn't given up that many home runs. But he might be shaking off some rust. But I love Cubbies here against Peralta. I think this will be a derby for the Cubbies, hopefully. So let's check out. Let's see if they got any odds for this game. They might not. Oh, they do. So Pete Crow. You could take this. This is my favorite game to bet on tomorrow evening. Ian Happ's been cold, so I'm not going to take him. And then Michael Bush. Take Michael Bush here. And then Dansby Swanson, also if he plays. I like Dansby Swanson. Plus 560 odds. So Bush, PCA, and Swanson. And then, I mean, if you want to take any Mets against Boyd here, you can take Bo Bichette. He hit yesterday for the back-to-back. I think Vientos hit as well. Let's see. I think Vientos. Yeah, Vientos hit as well. So I don't mind if you take Bichette, Alvarez, and Vientos here. All three of them for the back-to-backs against Boyd. Alvarez, Vientos, and Bichette. And then as far as weather goes in New York, wind blowing out, 16 miles an hour, so that's really good. That helps us out a little bit. And then the model percentage plus 14%, so it knows it's going to be a good game to throw some bets on tomorrow. And the odds are actually pretty decent, so that helps even more. All right, we'll get to the last game on the slate today, which ends at 7:45 p.m. When most games, like the last evening games, usually start like at 9:45 p.m. or like 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. So we got Zach Gallen on the mound against Michael McGreevy for St. Louis. So let's see if they got odds posted for this game. No, they do not. All right. So as far as this game goes, Carroll's kind of been cold. So I don't know. I wouldn't take Carroll here against McGreevy. I think Marte hit today. At least I thought he did. I thought I seen him pop up not too long ago. Marte. Yeah, Marte hit. So I like him against McGreevy. That's probably all about it for the Diamondbacks. And then against Zach Gallen, I don't know. The Cardinals have kind of been hard to pick, but I do like Newt Bar here. And then you could take Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker and Newt Bar. I think Newt Bar's actually got one off of Zach Gallen, if I'm correct here. Yeah, he's 2 for 5 off him. So, and Zach Gallen hasn't seen Jordan Walker yet, so I do like Walker because of that reason. So, but I'll have some of my top picks in the comments here, all right? And then comment in the comment section. You know, give me your favorite home run takes or ask your questions, all right? I'll try to respond as fast as I can, even though I'll be at work. And then we're going to get some PGA picks now. So the PGA Tour heads to Cromwell, Connecticut for the Travelers Championship here. So the previous winner was Keegan Bradley. All right, so no, I do not like him this year for the Travelers Championship. All right, it's a par 70 course. The purse is for $20 million. So I can exit out of here. And then there. And then let's check out some PGA Tour odds. So my top 3 winners for the Travelers Championship will be Tommy Fleetwood at plus 1,600 odds. All right. And then we'll go down here to Russell Henley at plus 2,500 odds. And then my long shot will be Akshay Bhatia. If I can find him. There he is at plus 7,000 odds. So Akshay is my longer shot here this week. And then I like Russell Henley and Tommy Fleetwood as more of my top picks. And then for first round leaders, we'll exit these guys out. And we did have a PGA Tour winner of Wyndham Clark last week. So we took him top 5 and we took him as a winner. So I don't even mind Fleetwood here. That's Fleetwood plus 270, but I like Fleetwood to win this week as my top 3. For first round leaders, I feel pretty good about if you take Russell Henley here at plus 3,000 odds. And then Akshay Bhatia for my other first round leader. All right, so these are my top picks here for the Travelers Championship this week. That starts tomorrow. Let's see when the tee time is, actually, when the first tee time is. 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. So be on the lookout for hopefully back-to-back PGA winners. Hopefully we can hit a first-round leader today. And, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. All right, tell all your friends. Blue Sports Picks where it's at. Appreciate everyone as always, and hope everyone has a great day. And again, let's get some winners. Join the Discord, and appreciate y'all tuning in. All right, take it easy.